Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Coffee Talk. If you've just joined, Coffee Talks are the short in-between episodes where we read your user-submitted stories, hang out with friends, talk about witchy pop culture, or chat with you about what's going on in our personal practices.
If you want to be featured on Coffee Talk, email us at submissions@coffeeandcauldrons.com, or you can send us your submission on our website, coffeeandcauldrons.com. You can send us your tips, your ghost stories, or any kind of funny story you think the community will love to hear. And if you would rather not write out a huge, long story, you can actually just call our voicemail service and just, leave us a little voice note. And they're about 3 minutes long. So if you go past 3 minutes, just give us a call back and we'll put it together. That number is 351-207-0799. Be sure to let us know if we can share your name or if you prefer us not to. Your social media usernames are also a great way to get credit.
As a reminder, if you are somebody who wants to support the Patreon, this month on, what day is it on? Oh, sheesh, I've already forgotten. It's March 29th. We're going to be having a class hosted by Suri Vincent Plouffe on queering the runes, which is pretty exciting. They also wrote a whole book on the topic, so it's going to be a pretty good class. We hope to see you there. As a reminder, this is for the library tier and up, and hopefully starting by the time this class comes out, I should have each class being sold individually. If joining a subscription service is not for you, but you're still very interested in the class, get in there. Come join us. And additionally, as a reminder, Marie and I, this June, are going to be in Chicago for the Windy City Parafest. We hope to see you there. Tickets are on sale now. We're going to be on the main stage doing a live episode, and we're going to have a booth where we'll be doing tarot readings and selling probably zines and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, very excited.
Come on out there. Come hang out with us.
It's going to be a good time. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Me too.
And we're going to be surrounded by such great company too. Like, I was looking at all the headers and stuff like that. So many great people.
Yeah.
Like, even your adopted dad is going to be there. Yeah.
He's not my adopted father. He abandoned me.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's right.
Don't forget.
That's right.
He abandoned me at birth because he wants me dead.
And by the way, guys, that's Tenny.
John Kenny. And Jess Napick, What's Up Weirdo, that are going to be there. My besties. So I'm pretty jazzed. It's going to be really great.
I'm very excited to meet Jess too. Very excited. Yeah. Maybe.
I'm so excited.
We'll convince her to do both of our eyebrows.
Oh my god. I don't want to make her work.
I was just kidding. That was a joke.
I do want her to, though, was my point. Was that I do wish for that. Save me, Jessica. Save me.
I know. Look at the state of my brows, Jessica. I need help.
Help me, mother.
By the way, she is not only does she do the Weirdo podcast, she also does Magic Brows, and she's been featured on magazines and stuff for her amazing brows.
She's
and
the
freckles.
the sole woman behind Magic Brows, and she's incredibly talented. She also does fake freckles that are in the shape of your birth chart, like your constellations in your birth chart.
So cute.
So cool.
Shut up.
So cool. Jess is so talented. We are obsessed with them. Tenny's okay too, but he's old and he's bald.
My witchling is obsessed with Tenny. John did my witchling leads a ghost investigation group at school. I think I've said that on the podcast. It's so cute. They're the president and everything. We had John and Jess come and speak to them.
They're the president? I didn't know that.
They're the president. And they go and investigate around the school with a spirit box and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. That is adorable. But
I think we're going to try to get them on here so that way they can have it for college credits, right? Or not credits, but for their college applications.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have them on in the future. You guys can look forward to that.
Yeah. That so much fun. But so we were just talking before this, like, had Robin do some sleuthing about the witch shop in Florida that got
Oh my God.
overrun by a Christian religious cult and just was like bombarded by them in front of their store, and they try to like make themselves
I
get
want to
in.
play a clip of it because
Oh,
I
go
want
ahead.
people who haven't heard it to hear. So there's like 40 people. Okay, so let's take 10 steps back. So this has gone quasi viral on TikTok. I found it on Reddit under a subreddit called Religious Fruitcake, which is kind of funny. um, and 40-ish evangelicals showed up to a metaphysical shop in Florida. The shop is called Spiral Circle Bookstore. It's the oldest bookstore, metaphysical bookstore in Florida, 50 years old as of this year.
Mhm.
And they just showed up. So I want you guys to, I'm going to play, it's a 5-minute long clip, so I'm just going to play a little bit so you can hear this singing because it's crazy.
There's only one power, the highest power, that's Jesus Christ.
You guys don't have permission to record here. It's a private property, and I just have to tell you guys, I'm enjoying your singing though, and I appreciate you sharing your love of God and your love of just listening to people. So again, you don't have permission to record here. It's a private property. So if you could please turn off the cameras, but you guys are welcome to sing.
We're gonna leave. I just want to let you know that the Lord Jesus Christ is truly the ultimate power. He has saved me.
Thank you. I'm actually saved, believe it or not. So
I mean, in fucking incredible. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to share the clip so you could hear how many voices were there, how many people were there.
It was
You
like
should,
a ton of people. It was like 40 people, right? And like,
yeah. And like in the
yeah.
video, you can see how many people there are there. You can see how wild and crazy all of this
Mhm.
is. But wow.
And it's gotten
Like,
even worse because the person who's ahead of this organization, he has a monetized YouTube account and is like trying to, he's trying to perpetuate like all these lies about her shop and like what's going on. He was like, if you can go viral, I'll go viral too about this. And it's just,
what?
yeah, it
You
is
know what's wild to
bananas.
me? What's wild to me is, in my opinion, and you can take this or leave this and think that I'm totally nuts, but from an outsider, because I was not raised evangelical, so, and I know a lot of our listeners and like our Patreon members have been raised like evangelical or fundamentalist and left the church since then. So
Mhm.
I might be speaking way out of turn. So if I am, just ignore me. But what I noticed is that it's a lot of men that refuse to take accountability for their actions, who use the Lord, who use God and the Bible as a perpetuating justification for their bad behavior.
Not only, it's a power grab. It's
Totally.
literally, it's just someone who wants to feel powerful and they know that they can smooth talk and like get in the heads of others. So they think, you know,
It's
it's a
crazy.
cult. It's
It's a
literally, it's a
cult.
cult. It's a cult. It's a
Yeah,
cult.
it's a
All you
cult.
need
Call
is
your
one
dad.
smooth, like someone who's super charismatic, who makes all these people believe like, these crazy things. And then like, um,
It's just
it
nuts.
attacking a poor woman, or I don't know what they go by like gender wise or anything like that, so I don't want to
Assumed, at least
assume.
AFAB.
Yeah, and they're just trying to do their job, and here's just a bunch of people who are like, oh, you're just existing, here I come to try to like take over your shop, like
Wild. It's
F
so
off.
wild.
You can believe what you want to believe, honey, but you've got to like keep that stuff to yourself or within your circle. Like, it's okay if other people have different beliefs than you.
It's just cult leader behavior. It's so crazy. Actually, speaking of cult leaders, we had a cult leader asked to be on our podcast recently, and I just ignored that email. A friend was like, "You should put them on, like, and just roast them." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to platform
No,
them at all in
no.
any capacity."
Yeah.
Actually, bananas. So anyway, the moral of the story on that one there, guys, is fucking be safe.
Yeah, especially
Please be
now.
safe.
Like, people feel so empowered right now, religious wise, to go after, especially, trans people and anyone who's different, really. And
Immigrants.
now,
I don't know.
yeah, especially
Those
immigrants too.
people, I don't know if people saw, but they have been like reenacting laws that were initially enacted to put Japanese people in internment camps during World War II. So, it just stay informed, stay safe.
Yeah. And then there's the whole like making trans people being a felony in Texas. So
Just
that's
crazy. And then simultaneously we have God Emperor Elon Musk, who we didn't vote for. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like Donald Trump at all. I did not vote for him. As we all know, the orange Cheeto man can suck one, okay? But Elon Musk, who are you? In terms of this, why are we doing a Tesla display day on the White
the
House?
car show.
The fuck? People saying that
so crazy.
people not buying Teslas. Trump did a tweet that was like, he did not a tweet because one, it's not Twitter anymore. I think it was on his freedom fighter fucking would be app.
Truth
Do you know what that's
Social,
called?
yeah.
Truth Social. That's what it's called.
So truthful.
That there was going to be grave consequences for the people hurting Elon Musk. I'm
Does
trying to
that
find
mean
the tweet.
like if you refuse to own a Tesla, you're now going to be labeled as a domestic terrorist, or if you
don't know. I'm looking.
trade
I don't
in
know.
your Tesla, you're going to be labeled.
He calls it the illegal
terrorist.
boycott of Tesla, is what his words were. Which, first of all, what in the fuck does that mean?
Oh, like every single day. I wake up every single day and I'm just astounded by the news. It literally, that scene from the show Community, like where what's his face walks into the room and everything's on fire, someone's swinging a arm that's been detached from a body. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like reading the news every single day.
Like? When you, like, going off that analogy, not, because neither one of us have a penis, but, how they talk about men that, like, will make their arm fall asleep and then jerk themselves off, so it's like someone else is doing it?
No.
You never heard of that? It's got a name. Listen, I'm not making this up. Anyway, my point is it's like that. It's these dudes that are sleeping on their own hands, jerking themselves off, and then going, God, everyone loves me.
It's so gross.
Everyone loves me so much.
I've never been happier to be in a lesbian relationship. Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Can't relate, sadly. Actually, like, speaking of that, sort of, Frank was talking about, like, with his friends. He has a friend who recently transitioned, and they are not partnered.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how, like, what would happen if they were. They couldn't imagine navigating that, et cetera, et cetera. And Frank was like, I think that if Robin transitioned, I would struggle with that more. But I know that if I transitioned, Robin wouldn't give a shit. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I simply would just adapt.
Yeah. I mean, your person's still your person.
Exactly.
Your person's still your
my person. So, yeah. Not that I think that that's ever something I'm going to have to deal with.
Feel like if you love your person, you'll be shocked of how easy it is to just adapt or, like,
adapt, adjust.
Yeah, like, sometimes the relationship does end, like, in those sort of situations, but, there's a lot of situations where you remain friends or, like, best friends because, that connection does not go away because you still love that person.
Have a soul bond, right?
And, in other circumstances, someone's bigot does come out and you realize who your partner really was, and
which is crazy. I know somebody from college whose sister is a trans woman who, when she came out, her wife, because she was married at the time, was basically like, how could you do this to me?
Ew.
And it was crazy.
Oh, that
It was
makes me so
crazy.
angry. Oh,
It was
the
crazy. It was one of those
narcissism.
things.
The
Yeah, it was one of the
narcissism.
things that we were all sat back like, so we're all not going to be friends with her wife anymore, right? She is doing
Oh,
something very
no.
gross, we would agree, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Oh.
I was going to say we were going to listen to voicemails today, but then we've gone on this whole talking about all sorts of things once again tangent. God, don't we love coffee talks?
Maybe we can. Do we have time to end on one so we can
Well,
just
what I was
listen
going
to
to say
one?
was instead of listening to one, we should talk about this small business who need your support because evangelicals are being psychopaths.
Yes.
They're called Spiral
Oh, that's a good
Circle
idea.
Bookstore. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
called the Spiral Circle Bookstore. They are in Florida, South Florida, I believe. And they actually have like a really comprehensive website. Like, I mean, Marie and I send out monthly boxes, as you guys are all
Their
well aware.
website is so pretty. Sorry.
I know, yeah. Marie and I send out monthly boxes, and we do our best to work with as many small businesses as we possibly can because that's something we both really believe in. There is a 95% chance that everything you get in one of our boxes came wholesale from a small business. Now, that being said, we worked in the spiritual realm here for quite some time. And I've seen a lot of websites, and they're not very good. Listen, the witchcraft community can do a lot of things right. Websites is typically not one of them.
Look. I think the 90s, like, witchcraft websites
It ruined
is so,
everyone's brains.
No. It's like, the nostalgia of it's so important. It's so important that we just keep clinging.
I wouldn't personally say it's not that important. I think that if I need to contact you, you should have a contact form or at least like somewhere like the email in the footer or something. Like, God, I'm begging y'all to just get it together. I'm also begging y'all to stop overdoing it on the Wix and Square sites. Like, calm down. We don't need to have an all-over graphic. We just don't. It's really overwhelming on a phone. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm like, now I'm just being a hater, and that's not nice. We should support this bookstore is what I was trying to say. And they have a really comprehensive, like actually really great website. They've got tarot cards. They have a full apothecary, jewelry, metaphysical supplies. I'm going to link them in the bio of this because obviously we've formulated our entire episode around this. But I'll link them in the bio so you guys can go support them directly. Go support a small business.
And if you're in Orlando, like, go visit them. And especially if that group comes back and tries to bust in again. Like, they're going to need numbers to protect that store, because right now, as I said, people feel empowered. Like, it will only take
emboldened to do crazy stuff. It's actually a huge reason. My husband and I are talking, and some of our local friends are talking about homeschooling because at least through the next, like to the end of the next administration, we'll see how it goes. Like, these people feel emboldened to do just really dangerous stuff to people just simply because they don't like them, which is ironic because they're the same party of people that are like, we're free as American, but not if I don't like you.
Exactly. And it will only take one of those people in that group to be like, you know what, I'm going to be a martyr and like do something super crazy to that store.
Totally.
So we need to protect,
Support
especially
them.
This is like a super old bookstore, and it's like the oldest bookstore in Orlando, and it's in
Florida.
Bookstore?
In Florida, it says. Yeah. It's the oldest in Florida. Like,
yeah, come on.
Go support them. Like, go support a small business, guys. I know that we are doing our best this administration to protest with our wallet, and this is a great way to protest with your wallet by giving money to not only a small business, but a small business within our own community. So,
yeah. I know a lot of people think the whole, like, holding off on spending means for everything. No, not everything, guys.
Yeah.
Please invest in your small shops and the small shops in your
Yes.
community and online.
They don't count.
Mhm.
They
They
don't
do
count.
not count. No.
And for those wondering, because I've personally been doing a lot of research on it, this is also a really good time to get your Liberty Gardens going, dogs. Let's bring them back. No, we're doing protesting, but not to small businesses because they're just people.
Mm-hmm. They're just people trying to make it by, and it's going to be
Survive
very
under
hard
capitalism.
especially with these tariffs hitting. Like, it's going to especially affect the small businesses over here.
But the other countries are going to pay the tariffs. That's not how fucking tariffs work.
They're tax on us.
Actually, so stupid.
It makes me so angry. Just the flat out lies coming out of these people who know they
really
can
funny
get by
is Reagan,
is insane to me.
Ronald Reagan, the Republican god, actually was anti-tariffs.
Yeah.
And he did a whole thing about how it hurts the American people in the long term, because it fucking does. It's like, I'm sat here, I'm watching it. I'm watching this old 1985 clip or some shit.
I've seen it, yeah.
And I'm like, and I sit here going, am I agreeing with Ronald fucking Reagan, the man who ruined the mental health in this country?
Not
the man
just the
who
mental
is
health,
responsible for the homeless problem today?
and capitalism. He was the person who made capitalism what it is today.
Ronald
he was
Reagan's
a kicking off point.
Party is also the reason we have Fox News. So anyway, I'm not trying to be pro-Reagan, but sometimes even the worst guy is right.
Honestly,
hate to admit
anyone right now, anyone else seems completely sane and better.
It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh, just everything right now. Everything's on fire.
It's so crazy. All right. Yeah. Well, on that note, everyone, thank you so much for joining us this week. We're sorry to make Coffee Talk once again political. We're doing our best.
But I think this was important. I think this is important.
It's always important.
Especially talking about a witchy store being bombarded.
Yes, go out there. Go buy stuff from Spiral Circle Bookstore in Florida. We will have their website linked. It is actually a really good website. So go use it. We hope to see you next week for our regular episodes. You can check out our links to our submission forms, shoot us an email at submissions@coffeeandcultures.com, or you can send us a voicemail. Remember, it does have a 3-minute cap, so just call us back. The number is 351-207-0799.
Yes, and as always, if you enjoy Coffee and Cauldrons, please take a moment to review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you are listening to us from. Or if you want to support us directly, consider joining us on Patreon, where we share articles, special Part 2 exclusive episodes, have a Spell of the Month box, and we have a Discord, an amazing Discord. Such a great community. I love our Discord.
Really, really good. So get in there. We're the Smut Club, which I know Maria would know this because she's a virgin. She doesn't even read. Anyway, we're doing a book swap thing where everybody who's participating is going to go to a thrift store and purchase a secondhand smut or romance erotica.
So cute.
With the most unhinged covers that we can find.
And then 90s guy with 90s, long hair,
70s, listening. 80s. We're looking for Fabio. And then everybody's just going to rotate them. So you're going to read one, and then you're going to send it to the next person on your list, and around and around. I made bookmarks. I'm going to send mine with bookmarks where you take one and you send it on. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so good. All right. Get in there. Join us. We love you. Bye.